يا ترى مين رح بيكون أول ضيوفنا لهالأسبوع؟ خليكم معنا.
यही है इसका तरीका, कभी 10 रुपए, कभी 20 रुपए, कभी 50, कभी 100, 2400 crore.
It is such an honor to have you with us on Konnect in Arabic.
Thank you very much. You're very kind, Aya. Thank you.
How are you today?
I'm good. I'm nervous before the release of every film. It's a moment that I don't like too much because it's butterflies in your stomach and nervousness. I try to smile and look confident, but that doesn't work for me.
It's a little bit like love from first sight, right?
That is right. But at least with love, you know that the outcome is only going to affect you. But with a film, the outcome affects a lot of people.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
What did you most like about the movie when you first read the script?
Yeah. So the story is very interesting. You know how we get suddenly messages from the bank saying suddenly there is 2 dirhams extra in your account or 3 dirhams interest been reduced, and it's such a small amount that you don't want to call the bank and ask them what is happening. You just like hope. And earlier on, you know, we used to go to the bank and we used to get passbooks, so you know exactly how much of money is there in your account and where it is going. Nowadays it's all digital, and I can promise you that you don't know what is the exact amount of money in your bank.
I promise you too. I don't.
So this film is about people getting these messages and not realizing what has to be done. And the story is about a common man in India who wants to be an accountant, but because his father dies at the wrong time, he becomes a ticket collector at the railway station. And he does the accounting for a lot of people on the platform and teaches people about numbers because he loves numbers. And one day he realizes that from his bank account, 27 rupees 50 paise is not tallying. So he doesn't know whether it's a mistake he's making or if there's a glitch in the system. So he goes to the bank to find out whether he's wrong or there's a glitch in the system. He goes there 3 days, 4 days, they get so irritated that they end up insulting him. Wow. Insulting this common man, saying, what is wrong with you? For 27, which is, it's actually basically 2.5 dirhams. Why are you coming and wasting so much money? So one of the guys takes out 50 rupees and gives him 5 dirhams and says, go away, don't come back. And this guy gets very offended. He says...
Why? Because from his perspective, I mean, his character, why do you think he got very...
Offended,
yeah.
Because he says, if I give a check to somebody and there's 1 dirham less in my account, you always bounce the check.
Yeah.
The bank is... But I'm telling you there's 27 dirhams missing and you're like treating me so badly. And he starts investigating and he realizes what a big scam this bank is doing.
Wow.
So history has been testimony to the fact that as long as the common man is not touched or interfered with in his normal life, because his wants are very simple. He wants to get married, have children, make them go to good school, get the daughter married off properly, get the son into a good business, retire and then go to the place of worship. He has a very simple requirement.
Exactly.
But from Rome to France to Italy to Syria, every place the common man has been affected. In pursuing this small dream of his, he brings down the entire dynasty.
And maybe also he got offended because it's his passion. Like he felt that he might be mistaken. I feel that.
Exactly. Yeah, because he loves his number so much and he's so proud about that. When somebody says that you're wrong, he must have got very insulted because of that. But that's the kind of story it is.
What is the main aspect you tried to focus on preparing for the character? What was a challenging part that doesn't maybe match with your personality, but you went out of yourself in order to make it?
It's very difficult to portray a common man, especially if you've been in the industry for so long and lost touch with being a common man. So for me to, go back to my roots and understand this is how they sit, eat, speak, be quiet. This guy has a very soft demeanor. He doesn't yell, doesn't scream. For me to, switch back into that aspect of it sort of reminded me of being my father.
Wow.
Yeah, that was the tough challenge. Yeah.
That's amazing.
Yeah. But it was very exciting.
So basically that's how you see this role is like adding to your career compared to the other ones?
When I select a movie, and I don't look at it whether it'll benefit my career. I look at it I hope it does. But I look at it as, is it an endeavor to entertain people? What is the reason behind making that movie or that project? Are people looking only to make money, or is there somebody who wants to tell a story with a lot of passion?
So I want you to tell me what's the story you wanted to tell, and what do you think is entertaining or will be entertaining the audience when they see them?
So I'll answer the second question first.
Okay.
Entertainment doesn't just mean laughter and romance. Entertainment could be engaging. It could be fear. It could be horror. It could be thrill. It could be all that. So with this film, it's completely engaging yourself and relating to your life. So after this movie, you'll go back home with a lot more respect for your money and looking at it very differently from what you've been doing so far. That's the kind of entertainment.
Wow, that's amazing.
Yeah.
That's the real rich experience.
Yes, because there's a very nice saying in English. It says, a fool and his money are soon separated.
Wow.
So if you don't know how to respect your money and how to keep a track of it, you'll see the richest men in the world. The richest men in the world take care personally of their own accounting.
Absolutely, you're absolutely
Never let
right.
anybody else do it.
Of course. So now tell me, what is one thing that you will always remember that has, like, from the things that have happened on set?
Okay, so
It can be a funny thing, it can be a horror thing, a thriller thing.
So the climax of this film, or one scene in the film, happens in public. A lot of people around in the market, where the villain is telling the guy that, why are you interfering with me? I'm not interfering with you. And how this guy justifies what he's doing. So he's arguing and giving debates. We were shooting it at night, and there were about 500, 600 people watching the shoot.
Yeah.
And because the dialogues were saying so loud, they understood what we were saying. And after that, they were all debating with each other whether I was saying what was saying was right or wrong. They're going into the phone,
God.
checking their bank account. It became very difficult to keep them quiet, after they heard the dialogues. So I think that was very unique for me because everybody is able to relate. They were like, he's saying right. 3 dirhams, yeah, this account happened. No, but this is for that. And everybody was, getting engaged and involved. That was very new for me.
So you just had a direct feedback.
Yes.
Like a very soon feedback.
Yeah, immediate feedback.
Amazing.
Right.
How did you find the experience with the cast? The director, everyone.
Yeah, the director is an extremely experienced man. He's done some extraordinary work before. And it was amazing to, sponge off him and understand how to create this common man and an intelligent man. I also got the opportunity to work with Neil Nitin Mukesh, who's a dear friend of mine, and a brother with Kritik, who's a fabulous actress, and she's a dream to work with. And I'm not a young man in this film. I'm not a young man in real life. But to romance when you're past the age of 45 is a different sort of romance. So it was age-appropriate romance, which I was doing for the first time. It was really exciting for me.
Is it a romance that would match your way of romanticizing things in reality?
No, because, it's when a middle-aged man falls in love for the first time, it's very different.
How is it?
It's because, you don't go through the normal teenage process of sending flowers or feeling excited about the first touch or,
Then what do you feel excited about?
The fact that somebody is able to say something on your mind before you say it. Wow. The fact that somebody is able to understand what you want before you yourself know that you want it. It's somebody whose ideas match so similarly to yours, or somebody with whose company you can just hug, feel the intimacy without saying a single word.
But don't you feel that it gets harder to fall in love when the more you grow up, it
Absolutely.
gets harder because you have maybe different needs, different standards?
As you grow older, you get conditioned to your own eccentricities, things that you like and you don't like. You want to keep the bathroom clean, or somebody doesn't know how to keep it clean. You want to keep the clothes in a particular manner, the other person doesn't know how to do it. You are very punctual about time, the other person is lackadaisical. And these things become intolerable. And therefore, romance goes out of the window, adjustments comes in, and then after that, the relationship tears. But when you fall in love much younger, then you start falling in love with the soul. Then all these things, eccentricities, you grow into it.
Yeah.
Which is why it becomes easier to sustain the relationship.
So, sorry because I focused on the love part, but
That's
it's
all right.
very exciting and
I'm
it's
sure it
very
is.
important in life.
Yeah.
So, if you had to give a love advice to someone, what would you say?
Life always doesn't dole out your lovers in the way you've imagined it. Sometimes you get a much better person. But if your ideas are very fixed, you might not end up getting what you deserve and this nicer person in life. So be open to who people are, where they come from, what their conditioning is, and you might find an eternal love.
like give chances, you mean?
You must, don't have preconceived ideas about what you think your husband or lover should be, or your wife or your girlfriend should be. Let the person evolve with you and be prepared to change for them. Let's see, that's what I think love is all about, is, you wanting to change for the other person. There's nothing wrong with that. And of course, not lose your identity and become completely submissive. But sometimes you want to change a little bit of your habits to accommodate the other person. And I think that is love.
That is absolutely inspiring and amazing.
Thank you.
I want to thank you so much. But first, I want to teach you how to say, I love you to your Arab fans.
Okay, let's do that. Yeah.
Do you know how?
No, I would like to learn from you.
Okay. أنا بحبكم.
أنا بحبكم.
Yes, and then we will say تابعوا the movie. It means watch the movie, okay? أنا بحبكم تابعوا الفيلم.
أنا بحبكم تابعوا فيلم.
Thank you so much.
Shania, thank you so much.